Hello there, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I decided to create a small but fancy apartment in The Sims 4. This is a two-bedroom, two-bathroom home built in the Spice District of Sam Myshuno. If you want to know more information, hopefully it's down in the description, like the value of the apartment or the number of packs I used. I tried to keep this pack count pretty low, so I was really only trying to use the City Living pack and the Storybook Nursery kit, and I feel like I did it. I don't think I did anything that is like not using that pack, and so we are going to be in the kitchen now. I wanted the cabinets to match the wood detail on the walls, and that was kind of like the deciding factor for this area. And this lot that I'm building on has a special trait of having multiple kids on this lot, and I did create a nursery space for the second bedroom. This apartment doesn't have like a dedicated office space or even a computer. I was trying to go for a older style theme, kind of like this couple possibly has decided to restore their apartment to what it would look like in a older time period. And so we are just going to be adding some upper shelves to the kitchens to give it a bit more variety of items in here. I did want to continue the cabinets, but I felt like it just looked a little tight, and so having these upper cabinets I feel like helped lighten up this space. So we are going to be adding a little rug, and this kitchen is pretty much finished. I do come back later to add a few more decorations, and like I said earlier, I wanted this apartment to kind of fit an older time period. I don't really know exactly how older. I just kind of knew like I didn't want this apartment to feel like it's in a strong technology era, and so I decided to use the picture frame TV that came with the seasonal like game path, star path, not just kind of like battle pass or some words I forgotten like the actual words. I'm just going to use the names I know from the other games I play. So we are going to be adding just a few little pieces to make this home feel lived in. I do add like a coffee table right next to like another coffee table, which maybe is a little bit weird, but I feel like it works. Like one's for like the remote or a book, and the other one's for like a lamp or some flowers. So we are just going to be finishing up the living room and kind of working back on this hallway space. If you do want to add a computer into this apartment, you could possibly add it by this front door to the apartment. And so we are just going to be adding a high chair because I did make a nursery for an infant, and I wanted that table to kind of be like a dual purpose of like prep area and dining. I know your Sims actually can't like prepare food on that table, but I wanted it to have that like feel at the beginning. But at the end of the video, you'll see I do add two more chairs on the other side of the table to make it more of a gathering space or an entertaining space. I felt like adding this bookcase was a good space area for this entryway. And so we are just going to be adding those kitchen items into the kitchen. And I did also add some safety features like a fire alarm and the new like burglar alarm system. Even though it's not really old world, I also wanted to make it easy for gameplay. So we are going to be adding a little tea, a tea kettle and going to be adding just a few more things into this like main living space before we go into the primary bedroom. And I just want to say sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I'm like just slightly sick right now. It's been like so nice and warm recently where I live, and now it's just like all of a sudden snow again. And so it's a little bit of a shock to my body to like be back in winter mode. So we are just going to be adding some curtains and a dresser into this primary bedroom. I wanted the like old world feel to be present throughout this space, and so it's just a very classy bedroom for this this area. And I wanted to do a like this whole entire idea of like doing a fancy apartment was using the Storybook Nursery kit. And I'll talk a little bit more about that area when we get into the nursery. But I wanted to do a build only using the City Living expansion pack, but I also wanted to have an infant. And so having an infant using base game can't really be possible, unfortunately, because there's not really like a changing table item. I really hope they do add a base game changing table. I feel like that's just a very necessary and well needed item. So I decided to use the $5 kit, the Storybook Nursery kit, to get a changing table. So this build doesn't really break the bank if you already have these packs or if you're looking to get City Living, which is more on the expensive end, and then like I just said, the Storybook Nursery kits on the cheaper end. But using kind of random packs like this does like help produce like a different builds. So if you have any other like ideas for a random pack combination, let me know down in the comments and I may build your suggestion. So we are just going to be adding some quick or some items into the bathroom to make it feel nice and lived in. And I wanted to add another little reading area in this living room, and now we are in the nursery. And the whole entire reason why I made this apartment with a fancy old-fashioned theme is for these items that came in the Storybook Nursery kit. And so we are just going to be adding a lot of these items, and I wanted it to feel very cluttered in a way, mostly just so I could use all of these cool items from this kit, but also because I feel like in a way the parents just didn't like do good space planning and like, okay, that might work. Let's get it. And then it's like, oh, we got to get the matching changing table and rocking chair and the dresser, so like we might as well just get the complete set. But I feel like it works pretty well in this space. The dresser does like cover the window, but there are three windows in this area, so I don't think it's like that big of a deal to like cover up the big one. It can like help with light and it can also help with privacy, even though this building or this apartment is built on the second story. You know, it's still kind of some people could probably still see into the apartment. Anyway, that's not really even important. It's not even really possible in The Sims. So we are just going to be adding some wall decorations now. I really want to have a mural with that cool wallpaper that came with Storybook Nursery, and I of course need to add some bunnies into this space because adding bunnies is kind of my thing, kind of a thing I like to do over here, and so we are getting close to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much to those who have been with me for a while and who are just subscribed to my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you have any build suggestions for me, leave them down in the comments, and I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!